How did it go?
How did what go?
Leo, did he agree?
Oh, yes, he thought it might be fun. I want him out there not to enjoy himself, but to win.
Well, that's my girl.
Obvious that your meeting went well.
Very well indeed. I found out everything I wanted to know.
This came by special delivery.
Oh. Why don't you shut up shop, have an early night?
That means you want to make a private phone call, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Leo Howard's here to see you, Mr. Frere.
Thank you, Fiona. Show him in, please. Leo, good of you to come. Drink?
No, thanks. You said you wanted to see me.
Yeah. Have a seat. Please believe me, Leo. The last thing in the world I want is to make matters worse between you and Abby.
You won't. Whatever problems we have, we'll sort out ourselves.
Good. But you don't need me to tell you she's become very headstrong lately. Refuses to accept advice from anyone. In fact, I don't think she really understands the strength of the forces lined up against her.
Maybe.
Hudson's a very powerful family, you know. Of course, now that Abby and Orrin have become co-executors of my father's estate, they're powerful too, but it's the Hudsons who hold William. He's the bargaining factor.
I thought so. Money and business, that's all you're interested in.
No. You're wrong there. I've already lost one grandson. I've no intention of losing Thomas.
There's no chance of that happening.
I think there is.
Listen, I don't intend to let Abby take him away.
It wouldn't be up to you. It'd be for the courts to decide. And I wouldn't advise you to fight a family like the Hudsons unless you really have to.
So what are you suggesting?
I want Thomas to remain in this country just as much as you do. And I'm in a position to apply pressure where you can't.
Business pressure.
Yes? All right, it may not be to your liking. But swallow your principles for once and think of your son. I can help, believe me.
Yeah, well, it may not come to it.
I hope it doesn't. But if it does, will you allow me to act on your behalf in both our interests?
All I can say, Kate, is I wish you'd consulted me first. I can't stand Hector Burridge.
He can't stand you either. He is the chairman of the council, so the sooner...
Well, there I agree, but I'm not sure that involving Jack Rolfe is the right way to go about it.
At the moment, you and I could be accused of passing on highly confidential council information, which wouldn't do my chances of election any good at all.
No, it would also give the dreaded Hector ample ammunition to unseat me from the chairmanship of the bank.
Well, don't worry. Tonight, Hector Burridge will be shown his true colors.
He's an artful so-and-so. I hope Jack Rolfe is a match for him.
$8:15.
I'm sure Mr. Rolfe will be here in a moment.
Quite frankly, Mrs. Harvey, it wouldn't surprise me in the least if he doesn't turn up at all.
What makes you say that?
It's one thing to deny something in private, but quite another to make a public statement. He's obviously thought better of it. Well, I'm sorry. I'm a very busy man. I really don't feel I can waste any more time.
Now, you hold hard. If accusations are being bandied about that I passed on private council information to Mrs. Harvey, I want to get to the bottom of it.
And that goes for me, too.
It'll be a matter for the council to sort out.
Of which you are the chairman.
Absolutely impartial, I do assure you, Admiral.
Hello, Captain. Ah, there he is.
Where have you been?
Sorry I'm late. Oh, see they haven't tied you to the stake yet, Admiral.
Jack, I should like to introduce you to Mr. Hector Burridge.
The chief witch hunter.
Cup of coffee?
That's the last thing I need, Kate.
You know, it's no good, Avril. I've been over this poem, a contract a dozen times. I just can't find a loophole anywhere.
Surely there must be some way of getting out of it.
As far as I can see, it's ironclad. We are committed.
Charles does gain control, he could do us untold damage.
Precisely. Sorry? Hello, Avril Rolfe's office? Ah, yes, John. Yeah, hang on a second. John says he's fixed the Poelma meeting in Malta, 3 o'clock on Wednesday.
Yeah, sooner the better.
Okay, yeah. Yes, confirm that, will you, John? And, thank you. So that's it then. 3 o'clock, chairman's office.
And I wonder who we'll find sitting in that chair.
I hope you realise I'm giving up good drinking time coming here.
There's no laughing matter, Jack.
Well, he's not taking it seriously, is he?
I most certainly am.
Then you haven't given it much thought, then, have you?
Mr. Burridge, don't you think it'd save time if you showed Mr. Rolfe the relevant document?
Good thinking, Kate. Then we can all go home.
Right. Perhaps you'd care to read this.
Thank you. What a load of rubbish.
Can I see that?
I suppose you're now going to deny ever sending that memo to your daughter,
That's right.
even though it's written on the Mermaid Yard's notepaper and is signed by you.
Are you sure it's my signature?
Oh, I've had it checked out by council officers. They do have your signature on other documents.
Then it's a very good forgery.
Somehow I knew this was going to be a waste of time.
Well, you're certainly wasting mine and everyone else's. Listen, if I'd received a tip-off on the quiet, do you imagine that I'd be stupid enough to name the Admiral and Mrs. Harvey and put it all down on paper? Well?
According to this, it seems that that's exactly what you did do.
Just look at that signature and read out what you see.
Jack Rolfe.
Exactly. Would I have written to my own daughter and signed it Jack Rolfe?
Ah, yes, but after all, this is an official memo.
Oh, you mean like these? Also written to my daughter, and both signed Dat. Someone's been leading you by the nose, Mr. Burridge.
And it seems that someone has been very willing to be led.
I can assure you I've only been acting in the best interests of...
I think you've wasted quite enough of everyone's time, don't you, Burridge?
Yes, well, it does seem that a genuine mistake has been made.
Mistake? That's a forgery.
Yes, indeed. I shall do my best to trace the culprit. I'll see myself out.
Congratulations, Jack. You certainly put Hector Burridge in his place.
Damn clever idea of bringing along these other memos.
Oh, that was easy. I typed them up this morning.
Enjoyed the meal, sir?
Yes, very much, thank you.
Oh, this was a good idea of yours, Robert. I'm beginning to feel deliciously relaxed.
What? You mean you can even face the prospect of me crewing for you in the race?
Yes, even that.
Oh, another brandy.
No, I mustn't really. All I want to do now is to curl up and go to sleep. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not very complimentary, is it?
No, I'm sure my male ego will survive. Come on, then, let's get you home to bed. Oh, that's not exactly what I meant.
Well, that was a very good meal.
How would you know? You've hardly eaten anything.
Yeah, well, I wasn't very hungry.
Not surprised after all the whiskey you've sunk. Jack, what brought that on, for heaven's sake?
No, you're not having another go at me, are you?
No, but I'm not a fool. There is obviously something worrying you, and I'd like to help.
Yeah, well, I'm tired. Just leave it at the moment. All that's happened to me today, all I want now is bed.
Very well, if you don't want to talk, I can't make you. Would you mind sleeping in the spare room tonight?
Oh, that's not nice.
The amount of scotch you've got on board, you're going to be snoring your head off all night. I'd like to get some sleep too, thank you. But don't just sit there. Spare room.
Good heavens, Charles.
I've just had a phone call from the Poelma Corporation. They want to see us both urgently.
Oh, good. That means they accepted our offer, then.
Well, it looks possible, yes.
Coffee?
Oh, no time for that. Got the plane standing by and the car's outside.
What, you mean we're going now?
Mm-hmm. As soon as you're ready.
Right.